So there's 4 basic applications that the internet uses, and those are browsers, email, chat, and FTP. Okay? These are considered applications. Apps level. Okay? The OS level contains the TCP/IP suite of protocols. And it's called a suite because it has a host of, not applications, it has a host of protocols. There's more than TCP. We talked briefly about TCP last night. There's more than IP. We talked a little bit about that last night. Let's talk about some of these additional protocols. There's HTTP. There's SMTP. And POP goes along with that, and so does IMAP. There's IRC. There's the FTP protocol. FTP program or application, FTP supported by FTP protocol. The chat application supported by the IRC protocol. The email application or client supported by SMTP for outgoing mail, and either POP or IMAP for incoming mail. The HTTP protocol for supporting your browser, your Chrome, your Safari, your Opera, your IE, etc. Right? Supporting this layer is TCP or UDP. Supporting this layer is IP, ARP, reverse ARP, RIP, ICMP, etc. Underneath this layer, we have the physical layer. Apps, OS, which includes the TCP/IP suite, physical layer, right, which includes things like Ethernet, wireless, you know, the 802.11, sometimes B, sometimes N, sometimes G, right, wireless, FTTX, right, fiber, used to be token ring, you get the idea. Also, the model that we're using, this includes the physical cabling, the Cat5, Cat6, whatever. You get the idea. Physical OS apps. Remember, this is not the is not the OSI model, but it's a simplification of the OSI model. Okay, so now I was saying that the World Wide Web and the internet, there's a distinction between the World Wide Web and the internet. And let me explain why I said that. Browsers came out with Netscape was the first browser that I know about anyway. It came out in the early 90s. But the internet was out before browsers were even invented. Okay? The internet was being used by the military, it was being used by academics, research professionals, scientists of some kind, for and they were transferring, searching for, and retrieving files. So, what were they using if they weren't using a browser, right? Well, we were using things like Gopher. We were using FTP. We were using Archie. We were using Veronica. Several different applications. The browser came out, which is a GUI interface, and popularized the internet. The GUI with this, the browser with its GUI interface, by way of the World Wide Web popularized the internet, and the internet took off like wildfire. Like wildfire. So, excuse me. So that is the distinction. That's the distinction. But for all intents and purposes, if you're talking to the average user, the internet and the World Wide Web, those terms are interchangeable. Okay, but for us in here, we know what the distinction is. We know the difference. Okay, all right. So